Welcome to Beacon of Speech. I'm Fred Hunt. That's Ted Coley. Hi, Ted Coley.
Hi there.
How are you?
Fine.
How was Thanksgiving?
Okay, not too shabby.
Thanksgiving leads us into our topic of today. Today we only have one topic. Our one topic is free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff. Is that correct, Ted Coley?
I just got some free stuff.
But you paid for that free stuff with your time.
Yes.
Right? Now, if you were a smart businessman, you would have charged for your time, but because you're a good man, you volunteered to help somebody move. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you're a good man, and you're rewarded with some free stuff. Well, technically, you paid for that stuff with your time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, without getting into the nitty-gritty of things, before we came on the air yesterday, me and you were talking on the phone, we were talking about Facebook. Facebook is free. It is 110% free. You can go on Facebook if you want. I am on Facebook. Beacon of Speech is nominally on Facebook.
What does nominally mean?
It means in name only. There's no content. It literally says Beacon of Speech, and that's all it is. There's no content whatsoever, right? But you are not on Facebook. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, our silent partner Joe, who's with us in spirit today with his new dehumidifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joe is on Facebook. And why is Joe on Facebook?
I don't know.
Because it's free. If you had to pay 1 penny a month, would Joe Coffin be on Facebook?
No.
And I would not be on Facebook. And a lot of people would not be on Facebook. Part of the glory of Facebook is that it's free, right? Now, it's just same analogy as you helping your friends move today. Technically, you paid for that free stuff with time, right? Well, Facebook is the same thing. How in the world can it be free? What is their business model, right? Well, basically, you find out after the fact that they're selling your data. Advertisers want to see your eyeballs, so they pay Facebook so you can see their ads, right? And it's just like free TV, ABC, CBS, same business model as that. And you watch over the air TV, right? Fox, CBS, NBC, right?
Yeah.
Right?
What's it to you?
So what I'm getting at is, how does Facebook make their large sums of money? And what they do is they take your information and they sell it. Okay? Now, if they take my information and sell it, what do they get out of it? They don't get anything, specifically Fred's information. But when they take 1 million people's information and they sell it, they can sell it to advertisers, market research, blah, 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 right? Now, what always confused me is people are like, I don't want them to sell my information. It'd be like, well, what did you think their business model is, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like me and Ted, and we've been talking about this a lot lately, is what is your business model, right? How do you make money? Okay. Now, Ted Coley, I'm going to interrupt you. Don't say what your company is, okay? But your company has a very intriguing business model, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are trying to sell a service without having employees, right? That is how they make their money. If they could only get rid of all the employees...
They can only get rid of those pesky employees.
If we could get rid of those pesky employees, it would be awesome. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because where me and you used to work, right, together, when me and you started, okay, how many, not at your last building, but at the building you're at right now, what was the peak? What was the most amount of people?
I think it was somewhere around 30.
Yeah, I think it was around 35. And then when they got rid of me, the company went from 10 people to 9 people. Is that correct?
Well, I think when they got rid of you, it might have gone down to 10.
Okay. But now
right now we're at 9.
Now you're at 9, but
by the end of the year, we'll be at 8.
Right.
And then a couple months after that, we'll be at 7.
Right. which goes back to the building still exists and the boss still exists, but their business plan is we're making money because even though we're losing customers, we're also shedding employees. And there's some people in management who think, well, if we have a company with no employees, we're just making straight profit. But if you're selling a service, how do you keep customers with no employees? You see what I'm getting at? So in America, every business has its own business model. And the reason I bought up Facebook is because I started working on it. Facebook makes money hand over fist by selling your information. Even though Facebook is free, people are like, we're leaving Facebook because we don't want you to sell our information. We just want to use Facebook for free. Well, that's naive, right? Every company has to have a business model. And my take on Facebook, and this is the whole point of my story is that I wrote an article, it should be out later on today. Both my cats are out. You don't see that very often. The one just ran away. But the business model is, I think Facebook, in order to survive long term, needs to give away money. Like, if you use our product, we will give you money. Well, how can that work? Well, if somebody's giving you free stuff, you're like, oh, I don't care if you take my information, you hand it straight to Vladimir Putin. Right? And so this is my question to you. Normal, average American male, right? You're not on Facebook now, right? But in theory, you wouldn't mind being on Facebook. You just don't have any use for it. If they were giving away free money, would you be interested in going on Facebook?
Maybe.
Right. So everybody has their price. Me and Ted, we joke around about sporting events all the time. If I gave you 2 free tickets to a Browns game, would you go?
Probably not.
But if I gave you money to go, okay, if I said, Ted, I'm going to give you $20, the only stipulation is you have to go to the football game. Would you go?
Maybe.
But what I'm saying is that everybody has a price. Everybody has their own business model. And I think the only way Facebook can get out of the tailspin is, do you know what the Facebook marketing budget is? Just off the top of your head. Nice round number. Pick one out of the air.
I don't know. $1 billion? I have no idea.
$5 billion.
$5 billion? I thought I was going to be high.
Yeah. So their marketing budget is $5 billion. So they literally flush it down the toilet. They reinvest in themselves. I'm sure they're like, oh, well, we sold ourselves ad time. You know how your company used to bill itself? So that might be an exaggerated $5 billion, like paper fake money.
Yeah.
But if you just took $1 billion of that and gave it away, everybody who uses Facebook today gets a free hamburger. You see what I'm saying? You can bribe people to go on to Facebook, and you can turn around the negative press. All businesses have a business model, and if you're just going to flush $1 billion down the toilet on marketing, you might as well just give it away to consumers. Okay? And part of the reason we're talking about this, yesterday was Black Friday. Now, Ted, there were great deals at supermarkets and not supermarkets, but big box stores all across America. Did you see any deals that you wanted?
No. I didn't participate in Black Friday.
What would it have taken you to participate? Like a free couch for $20. Or I shouldn't say free couch. Couches for $20. Would that have gotten you on the door on Black Friday?
Believe it or not, probably not, because I have too much furniture already.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody has their price. And that's why Black Friday is such a bloodbath, because you get the deals you can only get once a year. Right? What is your business model? What's getting people through the door? Now, some companies are arrogant and they're like, we don't care. We don't care if we lose customers or people down the street, right?
I'm actually going backwards, like when it comes to products, because I don't know if when the last time you were over my house, did I have that huge old TV hooked up, or no? Was it still?
No, just a small little TV.
I started using that, and believe it or not, still works.
Ted,
That, you know when that TV was made?
when?
84.
Ted,
So I'm going back in times. I probably the next time you see me, I'll probably have a black and white TV.
Well, Ted, I got to pick on you because again, we're doing the webcast, right? We're doing it on the computer, and even though you're looking at yourself, I don't know if you know the nuts and bolts about
I'm
how
like
to get to YouTube.
sprinting into the past.
But your truck out front, right? What year, what make and model is that? You have to tell us. Make and model of your truck out front.
That is a Ford Ranger,
What year?
2004.
So your vehicle is 15 years old, right? Now, in theory, people are like 15 years old. Holy cow! I gotta get a brand new Ford Ranger. $30,000, DVD player, heated seats, power windows, blah blah blah. Right? But you're like, how can I keep this truck for 5 more years? Right?
I'm actually looking for a Model T.
So you know who hates you? You know who hates you, Ted? Capitalists.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
You need to throw that stuff out, and you need to buy the new model, Ted Coley.
That's right. And I also wanted to tell you that TV, and you know the TV I'm talking about.
I do. I know.
That TV, when somebody broke into my house, that TV was like the corner of it was right in front of the door that they busted in. So they knocked that TV off a table. It fell, and it still works. I'm thinking to myself, a TV nowadays, I would think if you look at it wrong, it doesn't work.
Well, and that's the whole thing. The TVs today, they don't stand up. I remember when I went to college, I bought a 19-inch TV, and it still worked, but I tossed it out because we got a flat screen. We were buying it. I didn't throw it out because it worked, or because it didn't work. I threw it out because it did work. It was time for the next, model. And there's something about the disposable nature of today's society.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm rebelling. Not only am I not buying anything new, I'm going further and further into the past.
Well, that's why I have to ask. So, your TV right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said 1984?
84 was, when it was made.
Now, in 1984, I remember going with my parents, and we go to Drug Mart, right? And they had
the tube test.
The tube
tester.
tester.
I remember that.
Right? They had the tube tester. Do your tubes work? Oh, you don't have to get a new TV. Just put in, to bring the tube that you think is burned out, bring it in here, do the tube tester.
That.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about, right?
I mean, I never did that, and I don't know exactly how that worked, but I remember seeing that machine.
Right. But the point is that my kids right now, you go upstairs and say, hey, your dad's talking about a tube tester, and the kids will be like, what?
Well, that's the thing. I wonder, do you think that TV I have has tubes?
I don't think it does. But it's not that far off from TVs that did have tubes. And my whole angle is, let's say that TV breaks, okay? That TV breaks, you hit 2 buttons, garbage, doesn't work. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to fix. If you take apart the TV, you might as well just chuck it and move to the next level of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is meant to last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, right? We're going to flip it, and like I said, I can't remember the last time I threw away a tube TV that didn't work. I remember throwing away tube TVs that did work. You see what I'm getting at? But again, it's like society today is moving so fast, like to replace things, replace. And I got a record player downstairs, right? And when my grandfather, he got sick, they wanted to get rid of it, and I'm like, no, give me the record player, right? Because I'm like, in theory, now I think vinyl is superior. Let me start at the beginning, okay? The record player, right? When you were a kid, you had vinyl, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I had vinyl. And we would listen to records, and you remember sitting in your bedroom listening to records, right? Do you want to hear a sad story?
Yeah.
When I was like 7, okay, I would listen to the Hulk, Okay, the stories of the Hulk. And what it would be, it was like half an hour and be like, Bruce Banner comes into the city and he is already getting sideways glances from the locals. But Bruce Banner has no money and he has something raging inside. It's the Hulk! Right?
Now this was a record.
Yeah, it's a record on vinyl, right? And I'm in bed, because I'm a dumb kid, I'm like, oh, it's the Hulk, right? Hulk's coming, right? Okay, so I would listen to the record, and the record would be over, and I'd be in my bed. I'd be like, oh my God, it's the Hulk. I'm afraid to get up and flip the record over. Mom, please come turn the record over. And my mom's watching probably some R-rated movie.
So you're afraid the record has made you scared? What they're saying on it, or
Yeah. I'm scared because they were mean to Bruce Banner, and then the Hulk comes and destroys the town. But so, mom, please flip the record over, and she come in. God damn it, flip the record over, right, and come in. And I remember they're like, oh no, the record player's not forever. They said vinyl is not forever. You know what's forever? The cassette tape.
Yeah.
And I would listen to a cassette tape, and it would get eaten and it would get warped in the heat, and they would last a couple of years. And then the compact disc.
I guess the only thing about the cassette is you could listen to it in the car.
Yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
There's no way you could. Yeah.
In the car. But they said the CD will last forever. It's digital. It'll literally last forever if you take care of the CD. And now, I believe I read a story last year, and they said, well, they lied because they were marketing. And they said CDs, even if you keep them in perfect condition, they'll begin to warp after about 20 or 30 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they said, if you want something that lasts forever, if you take care of it, what will last forever if you take care of it?
Vinyl?
Vinyl!
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So basically, they upgrade. Now you can download digital, right? Device, download digital. But they're like, if you want something to last forever, that's a hard copy, you need to go back to vinyl. Which goes back to, your big tube TV. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Back in the day, they were built to last. Vinyl was built to last. This music is timeless. Today's music, you could argue, is disposable. You see what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
And again, back to the business model of vinyl, you don't have, even if vinyl lasts forever, you don't have enough market where you can press, 1 million records. People are pressing 1,000 records and selling them. You see what I'm getting at? But that's the whole thing. All these houses, me and you, we see ads for Alexa. You tell Alexa and she'll play a song from 30 years ago, or she'll turn on the stove.
Yeah.
Right? Well, again, me and you are dinosaurs. Me and you walk to the stove, turn it on. Right? Because I don't trust Alexa because I watch Terminator too many times, just like the Hulk record.
So you're saying that Alexa is going to gas you? Or
one day, Alexa is not going to realize that the door is down or the door is open, turn on the gas comes in the house, blows up. You see what I'm saying? And so they're like, oh, no, that's not how it works. But
wasn't that like a scene from like Airplane where he was trying to disable that computer and it was like fighting back?
Yeah.
And, like there was like smoke coming out of it trying to asphyxiate him. Am I thinking of the right thing?
No, you're right. And that's the whole thing. So today, when we talk about business models, it's not the same business model as 20, 30 years ago. We're going to sell these TVs. They're going to be in houses forever, and we're going to...
Well, like the thing with Alexa, it's like, how lazy do you want to get? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like...
Well, people wonder, I've been gaining weight, and I don't know if you can see it in my neck. You can see it in my neck, right? But it's like... The less you have to do, the lazier you get. Even if you're just getting up and turning on the stove... Mm-hmm. It's not like people are, doing other things like, oh, I'm so busy working in my yard. That crappy yard in the back, right? I'm so busy in the yard, I don't have time to turn on the stove, right? That's not what's happening. People are like, oh, I'm too busy to get off the couch to turn on the stove. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm like, I don't know. Nothing draws me to that. I mean, I guess something like that is good if you're actually like disabled and you
Oh
literally.
yeah.
But like, if you're able-bodied, it's like you can't do those things yourself.
Yeah. Well, Ted, don't talk about being able-bodied because, like I said, Thanksgiving was filled with doom and gloom and death is coming moments for yours truly. So, what I should do is turn off this light and shut the curtains. We'll do Beacon of Speech in the dark. I'll be like,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah.
Death
Yeah,
sat
got like
behind me like an angry
a
bird.
flashlight.
Yeah. So I read an article about Thanksgiving, right? And the article said that because of Trump, that okay, let me start from the beginning, okay? Because I read two articles, but they tied into each other. They said that people can be tracked by their GPS, right? And I guess some company, it wasn't AAA, but it was a company like AAA. They tracked people, how long they took a trip and how long they were at their destination in 2015, and then how long they were at their destination in 2016 after Trump was elected. And they said that people were at their destination for 45 minutes less in 2016 than in 2015. And their conclusion was the election of Trump was so disruptive to Thanksgiving dinners, it shortened people's visits to their family members. Okay? And it's like, well, how do you know that? You are reaching broad generalizations right now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so the second article I read, it said, how much damage has the Trump presidency done to Thanksgiving? And I'm like, oh my Lord. And I'm like, you're drawing conclusions. There's been politics in America for 200 years. You know, back in the old days, it'd be like, who'd you vote for, Abe Lincoln or Stephen Douglas? Oh, if you voted for Stephen Douglas, you can get right out of this log cabin. I don't care if your great-grandfather was a pilgrim. You're out you go. I do not care. And so you're reading about how, this country is more divisive. But again, it's because you can take anything and make it political.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're selling politics 24/7. And it's because you have all these news channels. We can name 20 news channels off the top of our head. And they don't have enough news to fill it, so they create news like, is Thanksgiving ruined by Donald Trump? Yes or no? Ted, give me your opinion.
No.
Me and Ted we were talking about this on the phone yesterday. Oh, did you get a call?
No.
Me and Ted were talking about this on the phone yesterday, right? At my Thanksgiving, we didn't even bring up Trump. We didn't even bring up the president at all. And you said they only brought up the president for a very short amount of time at yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you like going to your Thanksgiving, right? You weren't in a rush to get out, right?
No.
And the same with me. I wasn't in a rush to get out. It was just, I got some older relatives, and you could tell that, the grim specter of death had, were perched by. I have a family member who has severe dementia now. And I was talking to him. It was just bringing me down a little. But he's a great guy. It's just, some Thanksgivings are happy and some are, down. You can think of Thanksgivings from your youth, when your grandpa tried to, beat you with a stick or whatever. No, my grandfather's awesome. He didn't try and beat me with a stick. Did you have any bad Thanksgiving memories?
I don't think so.
I only have weird Thanksgiving memories. I mean, they're good memories, but I only have like one time my sister's dog fell in the pool on Thanksgiving.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I mean? So my mom had to jump in and save the dog because it was wrapped up in the
cover?
pool liner.
Yeah.
Because I'm stuck in the pool liner. Dog just sinks. Can't swim because it can't paddle its legs. You see what I'm saying? And I remember that happened.
Who
on
had to?
Thanksgiving.
Who? Your mom had to do that?
Yeah, my mom saved the dog
Where was this
in
at?
my aunt's house. Dogs
So
running
I
around.
assume it was cold then.
Oh yeah, it was like 40 degrees. I was surprised my mom didn't get hypothermia.
Damn dog.
Yeah, damn dog almost get. I remember when I was a kid and at Thanksgiving, the dog almost killed my mom. Other than that, most Thanksgiving.
Was the dog grateful or?
Oh no, that was a dumb dog. It was not. It was that dog was not grateful. But no, I only have good Thanksgiving memories. It's just, people get older and then like my grandfather's girlfriend, when she got dementia, she, you knew when time was just about up when you were talking to her at Thanksgiving. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, when I say what people are selling, okay, go back to the original concept, right? My grandfather, he's not buying anything, right? Nothing. He's not, there's nothing you can sell him. He won't go on Facebook. If you give him free McDonald's gift certificates, he's not going on Facebook, right? Some people you can't sell anything to, no matter what, right? And it's no offense to my grandfather, but he's old. There's nothing you can do to sell him on anything. Basically, when you sell stuff in your Facebook, right, your target demographic is kids who can be tricked, or young people who can be tricked, or middle-aged people, for that fact, who can be tricked. Me or you. Me or you could be tricked too, right? Say there's a new rake that can rake twice as fast as the old rake. I'm like, oh my lord! Hey, get that new rake! So there's...
Yeah, and then like after a month, it's just another thing in the garage that you don't use.
that I'm not using. You see this? Can you see what I'm drinking?
Yes.
Now, McDonald's. Do they have the best food around?
No.
No. And me and you have talked about
Yes,
this.
they do.
How do they trick people into eating their food? Right? Because it's fast. Because they got drive-thrus. And, I don't know did I tell this story on air? Please interrupt me if I did. One of the last times I went to McDonald's, and I walked in, and I do the giant video screens, right? And I touch it, and my kids don't always understand the concept of McDonald's. I remember when I was a kid, the concept of McDonald's is, God damn it, here's your food, no special orders. You remember that, right? And then other restaurants came and said, we'll do special orders, and McDonald's is like, screw that. We're McDonald's, we don't do special orders. You remember that,
Yep.
right? So now I'm on the giant video screen, 2018 at McDonald's.
What was it? Burger King, have it your way, or
Yeah, have it your way. And you're like, oh, I'm going to Burger King because I have it my way, and McDonald's doesn't care. And McDonald's was like, screw you, we're McDonald's. We're not making it, I remember I had a friend, he went to McDonald's. This was when I was in college. He went to McDonald's, and he goes, I would like a order of fries with no salt. And they said, we're not making you order of fries with no salt. We already salted them. There's some in the bin. He goes, well, I'm allergic to salt. And they're like, nobody's allergic to salt. Just take the goddamn... And they argued with him.
That's
right?
funny.
And so he's like, well, I want my fries with no salt. He goes, how'd you like if I complain them to your corporate manager? What's your corporate manager's name? I'm going to complain to... God damn it. Okay, we'll make fries. Make fries with no salt. Okay, as soon as they come up and they argued with them, right? They're like, this McDonald's had never heard of customer service before, right? And so they make the fries, pour it in, give him his fries. Here he goes. And then he's looking around. He's looking around the register, right? And the guy goes, what's wrong now? He's like, well, I'm looking for the packets of salt. Right? And the guy's like, you're out! He kicked him right out. He's like, I'm kicking you out. And escorted him from the premises.
Who was this? A friend of yours?
Yeah, a friend of his name's Matt, right? But so he did that, and they kicked him out of the restaurant. And the whole time they're like, do you know how much trouble it caused by making fresh French fries and we didn't put salt? And they're like yelling at him as they're escorting him out. Nowadays, you can't do that, or else you take a picture, right?
Yeah.
And... then it's on the local news, and then they're like, we're sorry, Matt, that we offended you and kicked you out of our restaurant. You see what I'm getting at? But the whole point of my story is that the last time I was at McDonald's, I'm at the giant video screen, right? And my wife wanted a quarter pounder with no onions. And if you do the video screen yourself, you can do the special order, and the computer doesn't care. The computer doesn't complain. Like, oh, special, no onions. Right? So I just boop, 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 boop.
So you don't, because I haven't been in a McDonald's since they started doing that.
Uh-huh.
You don't deal with an actual person
Nope,
who takes
nope.
your order anymore?
Nope. So I go
Where's the screen at? Is it, what is it, like up in the sky or something?
No. Here, I keep looking up. Ted's like, Fred, that's not the way it is, Fred. You must have had a dream. Okay, you walk into McDonald's, and you know the TV that we're watching the Ohio State Michigan game, right?
Yeah.
It's about that size, but they have it so it is eye level. The center of the screen is at eye level. So if you want something, you reach up, or if you want to pay, you reach down, right? So it's a big screen, but it's rectangular this way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
So I'm doing the thing, and I'm like, beep, boop, boop. And if you want special orders, you got to go to the top of the screen, minus onion, and the milkshake is no whipped cream. So I'm doing my special order. And when you're done, how do you pay, right? Well, they have a credit card machine right there. So you just swipe. You say to go, swipe, and
Well,
it's
what
just
if you want to pay cash?
That's
Is that a
the-
whole other, does the whole place shut down? Or
Dad, why do you have cash? We're kicking
Yeah.
you out of McDonald's. If you have cash, you can hit cash and hit the button, and then it'll print your receipt, and then you walk it up to the register where nobody's at, and then you stand there. Is anybody back there? And then they come out and they're like, oh, touchscreens are right there, sir. And you're like, no, I want to pay cash. Give me your receipt. And then they punch in the order from the receipt that you have. And then, say you give them your credit card, they'd probably be like, there's a credit card machine out there under the... But anyhow, it's the whole rigmarole, right? So last time I'm there, I pay... And I'm just standing there, and I'm waiting for my order, and I literally have not dealt with a human being. Again, back to the model that we started at the very beginning.
I mean, have you even seen anybody at this point?
No. So it's just like your company. Wouldn't it be great if we had?
So there's
product?
obviously somebody making the food, but
Right.
you don't see them, right?
Right. So at the beginning, I walk, and again, this is what I'm getting at. McDonald's has a video screen where you can see the menu. Don't interact with anybody. Then I punch in my order on a video screen. Don't interact with anybody. Swipe my credit card. Don't interact with anybody. And then I walk to pick up my order. Don't interact with anybody. I'm looking at a third video monitor looking for the number to match my receipt. Right? So right now they have eliminated a cash register person and a person, they've eliminated two people.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't eliminated high-end workers. They've eliminated low-end workers. Right? So, and this is the whole point of where I'm going. And it took me a long time to get there. So I'm sorry, Ted Coley. But so I'm waiting there. And I see my number. And, I know it's going to be a few minutes. And, I'm just looking, killing time. All of a sudden, a guy who looks just like me, right? Just walks into the back of the McDonald's. And I go, oh, well, I wonder if he's going to shoot up the place or if he just does not want to wait, right? I understand that it's given that you would just wait here, right? And the guy comes back and he's like, hey, where's my food? Right? I'm like, oh, he's just an angry customer. Well, that's great. And the manager at McDonald's goes, how many times do I have to tell you? Don't come back here. You do not have a McDonald's uniform on. Get back out there.
How many times do I have to?
Yeah.
So this has happened before with this guy?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, well, it's a disgruntled customer who comes back here. So he walks back out and he stands next to me and I smile. And he looks at me. I don't have time for this. And he's tapping on his watch. It's like, oh, you don't have time for what? To eat at McDonald's? Then don't go to McDonald's. You know that things easily come up the works here.
I guarantee you he has time for that.
Oh, no. Well, and this is the whole point of my story. So the lady walks out, slams the food, bam, on the table, right? She goes, here, take it, get going. And he goes, "Thank you."
Are you exaggerating?
No, I'm being serious. "Thank you." Runs out the door. And I look at her, and she goes, "Oh, oh." And I must have given her a weird look. She goes, that wasn't a customer. That was Uber Eats. You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
So somebody called in their order. He was the Uber guy.
Oh.
And apparently he goes back and forth all day long. McDonald's. So when the whole point is, when me and you were younger, would you ever imagine McDonald's being delivered to your house by a stranger?
No.
Right? And that day, McDonald's doesn't want to hear about it, but I saw the manager slam the bag on the table and hand it to the Uber guy, and he's like snatched it out of her hand.
So that guy was actually working. I figured.
No, yeah, he was.
I figured he was probably in a big hurry and he was just going to go home and watch porn.
But well, he might be watching porn in the Uber. But the point is that you would have never imagined that. Okay, so now the business model becomes, how does the guy driving McDonald's to your house make money? Okay, because the bag he took, it was one pop and a bag that was about this big, right? So say your order was $7, right? The tip on a $7 order is like what? 95 cents? You round it to $1? How are you making money? You see what I'm getting at?
Volume.
Volume! If you keep driving back and forth, you drive back to McDonald's 5 times an hour, that's $5 times 9 hours, that's 40. So that guy has to be making money in some way that I haven't figured out. You see what I'm getting at?
I don't know. Maybe he's selling his customers information.
Well, that's the whole thing. Would you? And Ted, this goes back to the business model. I'm drinking McDonald's right now, right? I watched them make my McDonald's and hand it to me. Here you go, right? Would you trust a stranger to just come up to the door and say, "Here's your McDonald's, here's your drink"?
No.
No. No, and they're like, "Oh, no, you can trust him, he's an Uber." Oh, well,
Yeah.
That's like having the taxi driver bring me my food. And of course, taxi drivers are always the most trustworthy people in your neighborhood.
It'd probably be like the guy from Taxi Driver.
Yeah, you got Latka or whatever. But that's why, even though you're at the McDonald's, you still see people. You still see the manager. You still see the high school kids. You still see the high school kids working the drive-thru, hand you your food. You see what I'm getting at? So you wonder where the business model is. And specifically, if McDonald's is not the best place around, how are they still one of the best places around? Because they'll drive it to your door. You can come drive through the drive-thru. They have games. Do you remember that Monopoly game where you can win $1 million? They just had another one. It was the Halloween game, and it just ended 3 days ago. Well, how many restaurants have the wherewithal to give away free food? Here's your order, and here's a coupon for free food in the future. Very few places do it. So if you are sitting on $1 billion, you can reinvest and call it marketing, right? I'm giving you a coupon for a free hamburger tomorrow. Well, even if you go to a good hamburger place, you're like, well, I'm not getting a free hamburger for tomorrow. You see what I'm getting at? There's a lot of activity in our... Are you guys leaving?
Yeah.
Where are you guys going?
Well, we can't go anywhere.
I think I have to move my truck.
Does Ted... Well, that's what I'm asking. Does Ted have to move his truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I will vamp
that's
for
all right.
time. Are you guys walking out right now?
Like 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, have a seat till they leave. When you walk out, you can move and then... But again, back to 1984. The business model is we're gonna give the best hamburgers, we're gonna give the best shakes, and blah blah blah. But I don't think I shouldn't say the best hamburgers. We're gonna give the cheapest hamburgers, but they're not even the cheapest hamburgers anymore. 30 years ago, they'd be like, "Oh, I just want a cheap hamburger. Here's a McDonald's hamburger. Off you go." Right? Now they're not the cheapest hamburgers. Well, if they're not the cheapest and they're not and they're not the best, well, what's your selling point? Oh, we'll bring it right to your house. And again, it's back to the Alexa example. How lazy do you have to be that you can't walk in from the living room to the kitchen to turn on the stove? You're like, oh, I gotta get me an Alexa so I can turn on the stove without getting up.
That's not what that's for. That's like I'm driving home and I have to have the oven reheat.
I know. We're using extreme examples.
We
extreme
have a
examples.
heckler.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder to do Beacon of Speech when we actually have listeners or a show, and then people are heckling us on the other side. But so anyhow, that's been my latest infatuation lately is business model, right? And just this morning, okay, Amazon, right, one of the richest companies in the world, right? In Great Britain, they don't have Thanksgiving, because the Pilgrims are leaving, Europe. So they're like happy. Their Thanksgiving is we got rid of the retrobates in the 16 and 1700s. We sent them to America. So, our Thanksgiving is thank God they're gone. Right? And we kept the good British people and we got rid of the retrobates. Right? Well, they still have Black Friday because Amazon is an American company. Well, what happened yesterday on Black Friday in Amazon? At Amazon, do you know what happened at their distribution center?
I have no idea.
They went on strike. Inhumane conditions
Where was it? Where was that?
in Great Britain.
Oh, okay.
They want to unionize because, according to the people in Amazon in England, Scotland, blah, 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 right? According to them, that they have deplorable working conditions, and if it was up to Amazon, they would work their people straight into the ground, right? Now you're going back to the 1900s in the factories in Great Britain. It's 1880. They don't care about us. They'll work us right into the ground in this coal, in this coal factory. And they're like, oh, what are you going to do? Unionize?
So they did. They went on strike in Great Britain.
Yeah.
And is it still going on?
No, it's already over. It was a one-day thing.
Well, what did they get? I mean, how did they cave?
They
Get back to work, or we'll give you a beating. Or?
Yeah, if you don't come back to work, we literally have 10,000 applications on our desk. You won't have a job if you don't come in tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they all came in but they're like, we wanted to show Amazon that we meant business. Well, it's the same thing as 100 years ago. When there was deplorable and the Amazon factory is clean as can be. You know what I mean? It's clear as a bell. So it's not a health thing. They just said there's no downtime. All you're doing is repetitive motion, work, 12, 13 hours in a row. And they're like, we don't care. You got to get the stuff out. You guys, it's like pulling tapes, right? Here's your quota. Well, this quota allows for no downtime. Well, why would we give you downtime? This is work, right? We don't pay you to have downtime. You work. So it's a different argument, but the same principle, right? You're working the people into the ground. They're stressed. If we don't hit our quotas, there's 10,000 applications of people who want to take our job. So again, Amazon is like, it would be great if we didn't have these workers. We just had robots, right? And they do have some robots, but they still need to get the box of X to you at home. Oh, it would be great if we didn't have to use UPS. We could just take drones and litter the skies with drones. We have 1 million drones. They'd be like, well, what's your quality of life if you have 1 million drones flying around? You know what I mean? And you can do lots of things. A drone can come down and shoot people. You see what I'm saying? So again, if it goes back to the company, every company's business plan is how do we eliminate the worker? The worker is expendable, but at some point you have to put that a worker is a human being. And so to me, Amazon's like, oh, well, here's our business plan. We just build these robots and get rid of the people, and because all the people do is complain that we work them too hard. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they make their money. They're like, off you go. Every shipment we send, we create everything. I shouldn't say create anything. We ship anything, and you order it through us. We'll get it to you. Because people don't want to, and even Walmart. I don't know if you've noticed this or not. When's the last time you went in Walmart?
It's probably been a couple months.
Okay. Last time I went into Walmart, I shouldn't say last time, but about 5 years ago, you go into Walmart and you'd have to walk to the aisle and you'd have to buy your item, and then you walk to the register and you're like, oh, I had to walk all the way to the register after I bought my item, right? Amazon eliminates that. You order, Amazon comes right to your house.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. So Amazon, again, is catering towards the lazy person. Last time I was at Walmart, right,
Mm-hmm.
they have a whole section where all you have to do is go into Walmart and they have a lounge. You walk into Walmart and you sit on the couches and they bring you your order. So say you order $200 worth of stuff, right? All you have to do is sit there and the associate shops for you and then brings you a cart with your item, right? Does that sound awesome, Ted? And so when they first did it, again, I'm behind the times, I'm behind the curve, right? When they first set up these Walmart lounges, I'm like, how goddamn lazy are people that they just can't go to Walmart and shop, right? And again, it goes back to I'm the stupid one because the last time we went, it was filled with people sitting on the couches waiting for their orders. You see what I'm getting at? Are you laughing at me or are you laughing at...
We're ready.
Okay. You're waiting for Ted to move. Okay, Ted, come back.
I'll be back.
Kevin, you want to come up here? You want to be my co-host?
I get my shoes. Kevin,
I love you. Wherever you guys go eat dinner, are you going to bring me food?
No.
No, we're not eating dinner.
Why would we bring you food?
Why would we eat dinner?
Well, it's 4 o'clock. By the time you guys get
Okay,
back,
old
there'll be
man.
food.
Ah.
Well, I'm not saying to bring me food back in 1 minute. When you guys are done shopping, please bring me food that's not McDonald's.
No.
Yes.
Are you paused?
No, I'm waiting for you to answer me. Will you bring me food?
I don't know.
Please bring me food.
We'll leave the viewers in suspense.
Will Fred get
Wilfred eats.
Will Fred get food? Are you guys going lots of shopping? Will I see you like around 5 or around
I don't
10?
know. I have to find something for my clinical instructor.
Well, you still have clinicals at 7, right? So you're not going to be late, right?
Correct.
One of the kids is not driving the car, are they?
Yes.
Okay. I love you. Have fun. So I got to show you, the viewers, my hair's a mess. I didn't wash it, but if you look right here, see how greasy it is? Because I didn't wash it today. That's part of the reason I wear a hat all the time. But if you look, it is getting longer. Let's see if I can shake this out. So I don't know if Ted knows how long my hair is. But see how greasy and disgusting it is? But at least, I shouldn't pick on Ted. But at least it's here. I got hair. But you can see how high my hairline is going, but it is long. So I'm sorry I didn't cut my hair or fix my hair today. Here, I'll leave my hair like this, see if Ted notices. See if he says anything about how greasy my hair is. Because I always wear the hat. Let's see what Ted says. Ted's moving the car. The dog came up. Everybody went to... they went shopping, and they better bring me some food or else I'm going to be upset. This West Virginia shirt right here, I always get my arrows backwards. This is from my sister. She's not watching Beacon of Speech either. But I really like this. We don't have any loyalties to West Virginia. We know that it's the opioid capital. We talk about opioids at Beacon of Speech all the time. Kevin! That's just Ted. He's coming back. Ted, I was talking without you. It's hard when you're not here. I'm telling you that if you weren't here, I'd be in real trouble. So don't do anything bad to yourself. Okay? Not for your sake, only for my sake. I'm being very selfish. So I was just telling our 1 viewer, our 2 viewers or whatever, did you know how long my hair is getting? Can you see?
Yeah.
Did you know it was getting that long?
No, I didn't. You must always have a hat on.
Well, yeah, because it's greasy as can be, but if you actually
That's
pull
nice.
it out, pretend like it's not greasy, It's actually getting pretty long.
Good.
So.
Smoke them if you got them.
So we were talking about where did we leave off when they interrupted us?
About how
Oh,
these-
Walmart. So we're in Walmart, and the lounge is filled with people. It's filled with people waiting for somebody to shop for them, right? Now, when you back to 1984, back to the 1984 TV,
Mhm.
could you ever imagine what was your parents' favorite place to shop?
My parents' favorite place to shop,
Yeah.
like
Was it Kmart?
I guess maybe I don't know, maybe Sears or
Okay,
something like that.
we'll use Sears because I remember going to Sears when I was a kid too. You know, my parents would take me to Sears, and I remember walking around Sears. Oh, this is the most bored I've ever been. This sucks. Right? Why do we have to walk around Sears so much? You know, I'm tired. And we'd be in Sears for like 2 hours, right? You remember those days, right? Well, if you don't walk around Sears, you're not going to get a new shirt for school. Shirts don't magically appear on your shirt or on your chest. You have to go to Sears and you have to search all through Sears, right? So, could you imagine back in 1984 if you turned to your mom and say, you know what would be great, Mom? If we just had somebody go to Sears and they did our shopping for us, and then we would just stop up at Sears at the door and they would run the bags to the door, right? What would your mom have said back in 1984?
Well, for one thing, and I still wonder how this works now, it's like, how do you know if a shirt's going to fit you?
Well, you type in large.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've experienced this, but larges vary between...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, now the dog's going to run. So go ahead. Larges vary.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as like ordering clothes like online or something, it's like, I don't know how people get away with that because stuff that I order, you know, not online, but like through work or something like that, it's like one jacket, a large is one size, and another jacket, it's another size.
Yeah. But I literally just saw the commercial. I literally just saw a commercial for Amazon where you could order clothes online and then send it back. Like, oh no, you just send it back. If it doesn't fit, send it back. No big deal. You know, you do the best you can and then, you know, send it back and it comes back. And you only have to wear it once. You know, they have like clothes rentals. Oh, you got out of the screen. Scoot back over. Because that dog's going to have to come back in. I'm okay. I think your chair has to come this way. That's better. But the point is that with clothes, you would never, you'd be like, oh, well, you know, I got to try on my clothes. Now they're like, oh, no, I'm a large. Well, how in the world do you know that you're a large?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we're talking about capitalism. Yeah, you're better. That's better. So, not this house right here, but the house right over there, right? That's the house with all the leaves.
Yeah.
In capitalist societies, that lady does not do her yard work, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you get your yard clean if you don't want to do yard work?
You pay somebody.
You can pay somebody. What if you're a divorced mom with 2 kids and you don't have any money to pay anybody?
Hmm. Well, there's other things you can do.
Yes, there is! So, she never does any yard work at that house. Not this one behind us. He takes good care of his house. But that house right there, the single mom,
Mm-hmm.
like twice a year, the boyfriend, whoever the boyfriend is never the same guy, and it's never a company, always comes over and cleans the house. And I'm like, oh. And not the inside of the house. I mean the outside of the house with the leaves and the stuff. And I'm like, oh. Well, she must have had to go out and get herself a new boyfriend so the leaves come up. Now, in America, you can pay for anything with anything. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same general principle with just about anything with the barter system. You know, me and you, we're going to go back to the McDonald's example, okay? Now, McDonald's takes my credit card from my bank and swipes and takes the money. When you go, you say, "I'll screw that. I'm not going to use my credit card. I'm going to the register and I'm going to use cash from Uncle Sam."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, do you know what cryptocurrency is?
I've heard of it, but I do not understand it.
I do not understand it either because I am old and I'm behind the curve, right? But sometimes you go into high-end stores and they say, "We accept cryptocurrency." And I'm like, who in the fuck is paying with cryptocurrency?
So you do not understand it.
No.
You
No.
do not understand how it works.
Nope. Wow. I read up on it, but I'm not a money guy. So when goddamn dog, I swear to God. So anyhow, so back to the cryptocurrency thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So McDonald's, they're like, well, we accept cash, we accept we accept anything. I'm telling you, McDonald's is going to be like, buy your Big Mac with cryptocurrency, and then say you go to the mom and pop store, like Jim's Deli, right? The Goldstein Deli or whatever, and they cannot compete with paying with cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, I go to Martin's Deli in Avon sometimes, right? And I believe they have a sign, so if they don't, I don't want to slander them. But if it's not Martin's Deli, it's one of the other places I go to. And it says, if you don't spend $8, we'll give you a 25-cent surcharge because the credit card machine, there's a surcharge on the credit card machine and they don't make their margins unless you spend $8.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, I made a long story short, but the little sign says, credit card orders must be $8. And that's like the whole sign. And then you're like, well, why does it have to be $8? Why can't I just buy Trident for $1? Right? Well, basically, if the credit card charge is 25 cents or whatever it is, they just lost 25 cents off that gum that they were overcharging to begin with. But it all goes back to convenience. I swear to God, just lay down.
What was he barking at?
He was barking at the cat because he saw the cat in the corner and the cat ran away.
Which it has to be the other cat.
Yeah, it's the other cat. He doesn't care about the white cat because he sees it every day. Had to have been the gray cat. But the point of my story is that because I told you we'd keep it to about an hour. It's about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the line between convenience and laziness? You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Because I think we're there.
Oh, yeah.
Because, Crystal's making fun of us about Alexa. Alexa says, "Oh, you can do it from your car." Well, that's great that you can do it from your car. Why can't you just wait to come home? Well, I don't have enough time when I get home. I got to turn on the stove and then I got to wait for the stove to heat up. It's much more convenient.
Well, when you preheat an oven, how long does that take?
Usually 8 to 10 minutes.
So people 8 to 10 minutes, they don't have 8 to 10 minutes.
Right. I got to preheat that stove so I can hurry up and make stuff and then go out and, go to Walmart and have them shop for me.
Yeah, but those same people, okay, they have to preheat their oven on the way home. When they get home, they're going to just dick around on the computer.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing. What are you in a hurry for? You were joking around about the Uber guy, right? What are you in a hurry for? Go home and watch porn. And be like, yeah! But you can still walk and preheat your stove. Oh, how much time that takes. And again, where is the line? Where's the line between laziness and convenience?
Yeah, and how long is it going to be before, they have to have somebody feed them like a baby?
Yeah.
Or,
there was a movie I saw with my kids, and I don't know, I saw it. And
I don't have time to chew my food.
Ted, I go to the store and I see these protein packs, right? Have you seen a protein pack before? I see them at the gas station. They're like this
I don't
big.
think so.
And what it is, it's cheese, nuts, and crackers, and they're all pre-sliced, right? And it's like protein pack, and they're like, I'm sorry, it's like $3. I'm like, oh my God, that's a ripoff. That's like literally 8 nuts and 4 pieces that's a ripoff. And they're like, well, we cut the cheese for you and we put it in a neat protein pack and we told you how many calories it was. It's very simple for it. You see what I'm getting at? But yeah, well, I only had one topic today because, like I said, it seems like everything today is hurry up because I have something to do, but what do you have to do? Well, nothing.
None of your business.
Yeah, none of your business. I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah.
And again, I don't mean to pick on your last work, but again, where's your growth model, right? More employees, more business, more work, right? And their model is no. Less employees means less overhead, right? And again, you have to have a model of how do you make money. And again, Amazon, we'll circle back and pick on Amazon. Amazon's like, well, we'll ship the stuff to you and we'll treat the people like crap. That's our business model, right? Well, people have to work, so they have to take the crappy Amazon job. But at some point, when do the natives revolt? When do the natives start setting things on fire? When does the Uber driver say, I am sick of going to McDonald's 45 times a day, and he, sabotages your food? You see what I'm saying?
Nope.
This lady weighs 400 pounds. I gotta take her to McDonald's every single goddamn day. But again, all in the name of progress, and the content is not always the best. If you were like, you know what, I want a McDonald's hamburger because it's the best hamburger there ever was, it would make sense because you were like, I want the best hamburger. But it's not the best hamburger. I'm not trying to be, slanderous. You can go on and rate hamburgers at 8 other places. And if you said, Fred, I am going to give you $100 and you can get yourself a hamburger and keep the rest, there's no way I'm going to be like, well, I'm going to spend it at McDonald's and get a hamburger because it's $2 cheaper than that hamburger. I can get any hamburger I want. I'm not going to McDonald's. You see what I'm getting at?
McDonald's, I guess, to summarize it, it's the easy way out.
Right. But, Ted, everything now is the easy way out.
Yeah.
We were talking about the tube TV, right? Now, do you know what your tube TV, what brand was it?
Are you talking about the one I have now?
Yeah, the one you have right now, the one we were talking about at the very
like
beginning
I
of the
said,
show.
I don't know for sure that it has tubes. It might not even.
Oh, no, but you know what I'm getting at.
It's a Zenith.
Zenith. Now, if you went into Best Buy and you looked at all these flat screens, I don't think you would see a Zenith. You see what
I'm going to go in
at?
there and ask for one.
I specifically want a Zenith.
Do you have
Flat
a
screen.
Do you have a 400-pound Zenith I can buy?
Well, I still remember.
Because this thing is heavier than you know what.
Well, but that's the whole thing, Ted. Zenith made a quality product.
Yeah.
They made a TV that it would last 50 years.
Yeah.
Right? Where did it get them? They're not. When I go into flat screens and I see 50 flat screens, I don't see any of them named Zenith. You see what I'm getting at?
I'm going to go in there and ask for a Curtis Mathis.
Oh, jeez.
Now, that was the name of a TV, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And those were expensive TVs,
Right.
right? Because they were made here, or
Yeah. Yeah. But the point is that the best TV you could have got back in the day, it wasn't a Zenith, it was something higher end, but a Zenith was a good TV. By making good TVs, didn't get the company anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's why I guess that's the whole point of my story today. And you're like, Fred, did you really have a point when you came on? But my point seems to be that things don't matter.
No.
Like quality doesn't matter.
No.
Whoever sells the most TVs wins. But you didn't have the best TV. Well, I won. I sold the most TVs. Well, McDonald's didn't have the best hamburger. Yeah, but we're number one in America.
We're number one in sales.
We're number one in sales. Well, so you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what I am struggling with at Beacon of Speech. And, go back to the Facebook analogy. We want to be the best social media network. I'm not saying what you should do. I'm saying how you should be the number one social network.
Like Beacon of Speech. We have the best show and nobody listens to us.
Let me
So
tell
we
you
lose.
something. Yeah, you people don't understand how good Beacon of Speech is. It's free and you don't listen. The thing is that when me and you first started, I'd be like, you know what, we're hacks and we don't know our way around, blah blah blah, right? But I'm telling you, and this will be our last topic. I won't start anything else. When you listen to the Mike Trevisano show on WTAM, okay, it is not about Mike Trevisano, right? It's 3:00 and they're like, time for news, right? Middle East, blah, 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 Donald Trump, blah, 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 Congress, blah, 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 right? And they're like, commercial. Buy this car. What's the one out in North Olmsted? Nissan. The one where the puppet screams at you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I can't think of it.
The puppet screams at you, and he's been doing it for 20 years. Puppet screams at you. It's got to be the deals or the whatever, right? And it's 3:07, 7 minutes have gone by. And then Mike Trevisano comes on. He's like, oh, I'm living in a world I don't understand. And can you believe that they don't want online poker? Oh, I don't understand what's so bad about a guy playing online poker. Traffic? Okay, traffic on the 10s, traffic on the 10s. Yeah, 480. 480 is backed up, and 71 at the Metro General Curve is backed up, and we got some problems at 271 and at the 271 and 480 split.
It's like, do they even need to say that? Isn't there a problem every day? It's like,
every
just
single
assume
day.
that there is a problem.
And there's like, all right, when we come back, we're going to talk Browns after the commercials. And then at 3:15. I don't know. Ever since the Browns left WTAM, they've been horrible. I don't even know why I'm glad we didn't keep them because they're horrible. I couldn't stand talking about the Browns every day. Seth, could you? No, I can't. Seth, are you eating back there? You're even paying attention to the show. And it's the same show. And it's like, what's the difference between Beacon of Speech and the Mike Trevisano show? And literally, Beacon of Speech is like, Fred, Ted, Fred, But what the Trevisano show does that we don't do, right, is they're selling you commercials, and they are giving you news, and they're giving you traffic. Like right now, if you were listening in the car, you'd be like, Fred Hunt, who gives a F about Walmart? I need to know if 271 and 480 is backed up. You see what I'm getting at? So they're selling you multiple things. Beacon of Speech isn't selling you anything. Right now, I'm all about free speech, right? But after listening to Mike Trevisano's show, I'm not convinced that we can do, like, say, when I turn this off, we'll have about an hour and 10 minutes worth of content. I would say that Mike Trevisano probably has an hour and 10 minutes worth of content over 4 hours.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So instead of me talking for an hour and 10 minutes straight, hurry up and get my point in before I forget, right?
Yeah.
Toss it to weather. What were we talking about 10 minutes ago? Toss it to sports. Oh, it's Mike Snyder. Cavs play tonight at 7:10. So I'm not convinced that we couldn't do something. You see what I'm getting at?
I agree.
And when I began, I'm like, oh, I'm just a dope. And now I'm like, I'm no more of a dope than some of the dopes on the radio. I mean, like...
So you still think you're a dope, but now you realize everybody else is, too.
Yeah, well, like, the one that's been driving me crazy is Tony Rizzo, right? He's like, Jobies, Cleveland Brown, Jobies. He's like, oh, we have less commercials than the other guys. Buy Jobies. No, but you're doing live reads.
Yeah.
I can do that. What are we looking at right here? Comprehensive Nucleus Review. Oh, you need to buy Viagra. Oh, Viagra helps me in the bedroom. Viagra helps me. Viagra, buy Viagra. Viagra's like, holy cow. Did you see how excited Fred was to talk about Viagra? We're going to give Fred $20,000 a year to talk about Viagra. Holy crap. Ted, you want to know the best what the best product in the world is? Ted, what do you think the best product in the world is?
Viagra?
Viagra! Ted, oh my God. I use Viagra and it's awesome. And it'd be like, oh, but I don't really care about Viagra. I care about the $20,000 that Viagra's given me. And if whatever company's giving me 20 grand a year, but Tony Rizzo, you would think that Jobies are Viagra. Oh my God! Hey, have you been using your Jobies?
I was going to ask you what that is.
All it is. Do you really want to know what Jobies is?
No. No, what is that?
In your cabinet at your house, do you have vitamins?
Yeah.
What time? Let me ask you a personal question. I'm gonna pretend like we're on WKNR right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a personal question. What kind of vitamins do you use?
Generic multivitamin.
Oh no! You know that's filled with chemicals and fake vitamins.
Dollar General multivitamin.
No, not that. No, because you don't know what's in those. What you need is Jobies. Jobies is bee pollen, right? That's all natural. That's all stuff from nature, right? And all it is nutrition. I'm selling you nutrition. What you're taking right now, Ted, those vitamins?
Well, isn't everything from nature when you get down to it?
No. Those vitamins in your cabinet right there, those are chemicals. Those are made in a lab, right? And there's no conclusive evidence that those vitamins work for you.
Don't even chemicals, doesn't that come from nature?
Oh, no, they were manufactured in a lab, right? Some of those are like magnesium.
So that was made out of thin air.
Yeah. Jobies is from nature. That's nature's nutrition. That's nature's vitamins.
Yeah.
If you took Jobies, you're gonna have more energy. You're gonna have more pep, and it's all natural. You know what those vitamins work. Those vitamins you take, you don't know if they work. Hey, Jobies, give me $20,000. I just got somebody else to buy Jobies, right? And they said, well, how much is Jobies? And they're like, it's only $80 for a 5-month supply. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like that great of a deal because I can buy vitamins for $5 and they last me like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what's in those vitamins. You see what I'm getting at?
But they're cheap.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just giving you the vitamins, and if they don't work, then I die. Okay? And so that's like the scam. You know, you're listening to radio, but are you really listening to radio? Or are you just listening to a long advertisement for Jobies?
Yeah, you're just listening to a little bit of talk in between commercials.
And so at some point, you're like, oh, God, I got to try these Jobies. I've been tired lately. Mm-hmm. And then you don't know if it's really, I must have cancer because the Jobies don't work.
Yeah.
So I'm not convinced, and again, this is me being delusional, but I'm not convinced that me or you couldn't do. Now, there's some shows that are so good, like I really like Ken Carman, right? I could not do the Ken Carman show because I really like him. I think he's a really good, and he has a skill set that's good.
What station is he on?
He's on 92.3 The Fan. And you wouldn't know what he sells. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Indians, and they're looking for a closer, and now a commercial, right? You don't know what he's selling. You see what I'm getting at? Mm-hmm. He just does the best show he can, and he takes breaks and then comes back. So that's what I'm saying, you know, and the one that you know of, right, that would drive you crazy is Alex Jones. Alex Jones, if you go to alexjones.com, because again, I'm not an Alex Jones fan, but there's literally like all these products that are like supplements, build muscle, vitamins, blah, blah, blah. So I'm convinced that if it wasn't for what he was selling, he wouldn't have a show. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's all about moving product. It doesn't matter how bad or good Alex Jones is. He's successful because he makes money selling product, like Tony Rizzo makes money by sticking out the back of his hand and says, hey, Jobies, pay me. You know, the guys who aren't selling Jobies, do you remember John Jones? Oh, I accidentally said his name. Oh, who cares? He's not listening. You remember John Jones? We worked with him at Iron Mountain. Mm-hmm. And John Jones says, well, I want to work at Iron Mountain my whole life. I'm going to go work at a radio station. And he said that they literally made minimum wage. And he said that they were treated badly, and he said it was horrible. And he said the only people at the radio station are the announcers who get like kickbacks from the products. You see what I'm getting at? And again, he was like, so I don't know if I can stay in this job for 8-10 years until I start making money.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bore you. But like I said, again, in my dream, we have to find our business model. We have to find the beacon of speech model. How do we make money? Right? And how do we do it? And we'll pick on Joby's again. How do we do it without me going, Joby's? Ted, oh my God! You know what? If you would taken Joby's, you would have got a better sleep. You wouldn't be tired. Ted, I don't understand what the problem is. And you'd be like, well, Fred, your card says that today we're going to talk about, free market enterprise. Ah, after we talk about Joby's. Ted, we always talk about music. We've been cutting that out. I want a song of the day from Ted Coley.
Oh, man.
We haven't done song of the day in forever. Think of a great song that you love from when you were young. Think of a great song from when you were young. Even when you were old.
Even when I was old. All right.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And
How about, okay, can I...
Yeah, go ahead and interrupt.
How about Sister Disco from The Who?
Sister Disco from The Who. Did you have that album?
Yeah.
Did you ever buy an album and then when CDs came out, you went out?
Well, no, wait a minute. I don't have the album. I have it on cassette.
Okay. Did you ever have it as music on an album and then you bought it on CD?
I don't think so.
See, I used to do that. There were like albums that I love. So Sister Disco by The Who.
Right.
That's going to be our song. Don't let me forget. Sister Disco by The Who.